Cross Medical Center and Hestia Med Spa. I am Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, who is absent today, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS. This is a show for, about, and by seniors, giving information to enhance one's quality of life. And our first guest this morning is Tim Trauig, who is with Guardians SCV.
Yes, it's good
Welcome.
to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes, and tell me, what is Guardians SCV?
Well, Guardians SCV is what I call a support center for military, veterans, law enforcement, and firefighters, men and women who are either active, retired, or in reserves. And what we've done is we've created a safe place for these heroic men and women to come weekly to groups that we provide that are peer-to-peer support groups, and have a place that they can come and just connect with other like-minded individuals with similar backgrounds and experiences when it comes to the military, law enforcement, and fire, and share with one another and build relationships with one another in hopes that we can start to get into a little bit about their own personal lives and how the quality of life that they're living, and has there been any impact from some of those experiences that they've had in fire law and military that may be creating some collateral damage in their life.
And that is quite possible.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, because some of the things our veterans have gone through,
Yes.
I don't know how some of them have survived.
And the sad part, is some of them have just done that, survived. I've heard stories of some of our Vietnam veterans that are in our group that to this day are still struggling with nightmares and cold sweats and things that they've just kind of grown to accept it as, I guess this is the way I am. And what we have found at Guardians, there's an opportunity there for them to find healing in those areas of their life that can really make a difference.
Right, and that's interesting because my husband was in the Korean War, and he never, ever said one word. And I knew him, well, he passed away a little over 3 years ago, but I've known him since 1973.
Wow.
And we lived together in 1984 and got married in 96. We ran away to Las Vegas, which was fun.
You sneaky
nobody
guys.
knew it. Nobody knew it. No, well, he was a school principal, elementary school principal, and he didn't like anybody knowing any of his business. I mean, I knew very little about him myself.
Yeah.
And it was something he never shared.
Yep, and I think it might be specific to kind of that generation too.
Yes.
We're a little more locked up and closed up. My dad was also a Korean War veteran, and then also became a law enforcement officer with the Los Angeles LAPD, and he was shot in his third year on the job, and his partner was killed. And I saw trauma. Today I can look back and see my dad suffered trauma.
Oh, yes.
No doubt. And he never talked about the Korean War also. I never heard much about his military experience, and very little about what happened to him when he was on the law enforcement side. I knew he had been shot when I was about 3 years old, but that's all I ever heard about it.
Isn't that interesting? So many men and a few women that I have known over the past years have been in service and or the police department or the sheriff's department, and they never talked about it.
Yeah.
Ever.
And I think it's the culture. I'm a retired LA City firefighter. I spent 35 years with LA City and retired as a fire captain 7 years ago. So I've been in the culture. And growing up with my dad as a law enforcement officer. In the culture of the military, law, and fire, there's this, the culture is that the emotions that you get and experience from seeing trauma and all the stuff that come along with those positions, you just take those emotions and you stuff them in a box. And you have to stuff them in a box to be able to do what you do. So there's a good side of having that ability to do that, but there is a big downside if you do that over and over and over again. So we at Guardians try to help these men and women go into that box and try to bring some of that out, which is really uncomfortable for them.
Yeah, I bet it is, but I think they probably begin to start feeling a little safer when they're with Guardians.
Yes, and I think that's why peer-to-peer is so powerful. That's one of the things you hear our guardians share a lot is feels like family to me.
Yeah.
They feel home there. And the banter, the kidding around. We have, the LA County Fire kidding LA City Fire. We got the Marines, getting on the Army guys, and we got law enforcement and fire talking about donuts for police officers. All that stuff goes on
Well,
there.
they feel safer,
Yes.
I think, because they know it's not going to go any further. It's going to stay there.
Absolutely.
Because that's the way all of them feel.
Yes, and that's one thing that we work really hard there is to create a safe group, a group where they feel completely safe. Because it's peer-to-peer support, there's no rank in that room. So if a gold
Everybody's the
badge from
same.
one of your jobs shows up, in that room, we're all the same. We're all brothers and sisters.
Yeah, I would imagine that is very comforting to everyone there.
Yeah, it really makes a difference because it's what they're used to. They're used to the banter. They're used to the talk. And you know what's really cool about it is when somebody shares something, we all get it. They don't
Yeah,
have to
'cause you've
explain it.
been there,
We've
you've
been
done
there.
that.
Yes, and I think that's what
Exactly.
increases the power of making that feel like a safe place and that people understand them.
Right.
And we say iron sharpens iron is our tagline for Guardians, and it really is what happens in these groups. We see each
Iron
other
sharpens
sharpening each
iron.
other, and it's
That's
really
very
a powerful
interesting.
tool of support.
Yeah, iron versus iron. Wow, that's interesting. Now I see your shirt, a light of hope.
Yes,
Is that very much the same type of?
It is in a way, and
program?
some of my passion and desire to start Guardians came out of my experience that my wife and I started another nonprofit called A Light of Hope 14 years ago. Light of Hope is a support center that provides support for youth 14 to 26 struggling with substance abuse, depression,
Oh,
anxiety,
yes.
cutting, eating disorders. And it's a peer-to-peer support. We're there with like-minded individuals with similar backgrounds and experiences like Guardians, and they feel safe there. And these young people can start to open up and share things that maybe they haven't told others before. And at the same time, we provide another group for the families, for the parents, grandparents that may have somebody in their family that's struggling with substance abuse issues, self-destructive actions or behaviors. They can come and learn, get some tools, things that work and things that don't work when you're dealing with young people, young adults that are really struggling in these areas. And you may have somebody in your family that isn't a youth or a young adult. It could be a spouse. It could be a brother or sister. It could be a grandmother. It doesn't matter. You can come to A Light of Hope to those groups. They're weekly. They're on Tuesdays and Thursday nights from 7 to 8:30, and find some tools and support to help you through the process of trying to provide an environment around the person you love so it makes it more conducive for them to find recovery and hope.
Yeah, that's very interesting. That's a very positive group.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
And
they help each other
they do.
to be positive.
And when I saw peer-to-peer working with the young people and the youth, I thought to myself, this could work with these tough nuts that are my brothers and sisters, that if we can get a group going and create a safe environment and make it peer-to-peer support, I think it's going to break down those walls. So really 7 years ago, for Guardians, it was a small group. There was just 6 or 7 of us that I was just doing with these guys and gals. And then as time went on, I thought there was so much more we could do. What do you think about making this a nonprofit so we can really go out in our community
Yes.
and make a difference amongst our population of people? We have about 60 members right now. And
Wow, that's
we
incredible.
get almost 1 to 2 members almost every week.
That's fantastic.
And we've only been a nonprofit, official nonprofit, since January of last year, but we've been running groups for 7 years.
Wow. And it helps to be a nonprofit.
It does. It gives us the ability to get out into the community in different ways to really get the word out about
That's
what
right.
we do.
It really does. It makes a big difference because being a nonprofit is accepted.
Yes. Yes.
By most people, it's accepted no matter what it is.
Yes.
You know?
And something that's really unique, and I give a lot of credit to our community for this, is that both of our nonprofits, we have no paid staff. It's always been by volunteers, and they're volunteers who are passionate about helping people, because I realize that if somebody's passionate about helping others, whether it's in drug abuse, substance abuse issues like a Light of Hope, or if it's in the realm of military, law enforcement, and fire, they're going to be committed. They're going to stay the course. They're going to push through the hard times that come when trying to create a nonprofit and build a platform and a foundation to support what your vision is for that nonprofit. And so we've been able to do both of these nonprofits, Light of Hope for 14 years and now Guardians for the last almost 2 years, all because of the support we get from our community.
Yeah, that's true. I belong to 2 organizations, the Zonta Club of Santa Cruz Valley. It's a women's organization. We have occasionally had men join, which was fine. And as long as they went along with, we support women and girls.
Yes.
And helping them acclimate, and the young people, helping them with school and that kind of thing.
Yes.
And then the Assistance League, and which I dearly love, because we run an Assistance League shop where we have people donate. You cannot imagine the stuff that people donate. And I love to work in that shop.
Yes.
It's so much fun because you meet so many people.
That's what's amazing, is that the people you meet.
That's it. And that's the key. It really is.
Yes.
But I really love it. And I try to work in that shop because I have a lot of company and a lot of people who want to work there. So the person who takes charge of it has to sort of, divvy it out.
Yes.
And then there is an occasion where, whoops, we don't have anybody working today. Come on, sign up, And I love that because I love to work there.
Yeah.
Simply because we have good stuff there, and we have lots of people coming in because they know they're going to get quality stuff for a good price.
Yeah.
They don't have to pay $150. They'll pay maybe $25 at the most, that kind of thing.
And when you talk about money, that was something for us. My wife and I are parents of 3 daughters. 2 of our daughters struggle with drug and alcohol addiction, and we're in multiple rehabs for drug and alcohol addiction. And so our desire to help others came out of our personal experience.
Oh, yes.
And what we found was everything was so expensive. I mean, we gave everything we could to try to save our daughters' lives, so multiple rehabs. And when we went to go look for help, there was always a financial piece to it. And if you didn't have the right insurance or enough money, you couldn't get the help you needed. So we had made a commitment, or my wife and I, that when we started a Light of Hope, and same thing that the commitment I make with Guardians, that there's no cost for anything. If you're going to come and get help, you're going to get help, and it's going to be free help. So there's no barriers for anybody to come in and get the help and support they need.
And many times people are sort of reticent to do that, and you have to push them along, because some people are well, wait a minute, will I have to pay for something later on? And wait a minute, I can't afford that.
Right. Well, and we found out personally, we'd go someplace looking for help, and the first question they ask is, do you have insurance? It's not like, what's the problem? How can we help you? And that really bothered us. It was really hard to because we had experienced as a family that coming up against that wall, that barrier, finances and financial means to make it happen because you're trying to save your kids. We wanted to make it different. We wanted to have the support that people could find at a Light of Hope be something they could just walk in the door, and there's no pressure other than to be loved and cared by a great community of peers, other parents who get them, and other youth and young adults that get each other as well, which is exactly what happens at Guardians.
And that's wonderful. It really is, because so many people are so hesitant. Wait a minute, what am I getting into here?
Yes.
Can I trust these people? That kind of thing.
And do they really have my best interest at heart?
Yes.
Or is it about filling a bed or being a number in a system? And,
yes. Makes a big difference. It really does. And you're saying a Light of Hope is what started first?
Yes, 14 years ago. in the
14
middle
years
of us trying to save our girls, we didn't know really what to do, but we were working with a gentleman named Steve Markley, who's been working with young people and parents for years in our community, helping them with substance abuse issues. And he was somebody who was seeing our family. And I said, Steve, there's got to be more that we can do for like parents. And he goes, well, why don't you start something? So you got to be careful, right? Yeah. And I said, maybe
Sometimes
we'll
you open your mouth too quickly.
But we really felt it was a God thing. We really did for our family, that we felt like it was something God wanted us to do. And we stepped out in faith, even though our kids weren't on the straight and narrow yet. We felt like it was something we wanted to do, and we were like, what can we offer them? We're not experts in this area.
Yes.
And we really felt God say, you can offer them your story of hope, because our family had gone through some really tough times when our girls were little. And we'd overcome so much as a family that we could offer these parents hope. And I think it's the same thing in Guardians. When you feel lost and you're depressed and you're alone and you're struggling or you're suicidal and all that, you just need a glimmer of hope. And we found out that our story can be that glimmer of hope. And that's how it works with these kids in the group. They share their story and it brings hope to others. How does it work in Guardians group? Some of these Guardians share, this is where I was struggling with trauma and all of that, but look where I am today. Mm-hmm. And that brings hope to others, and they want to see healing happen in their lives.
Absolutely, yeah. I have a grandson who just turned 25, and he was going through some problems as he was growing up. And my mom came into their family, and he was a little resistant there, And finally his dad talked to him, and they started getting along great, because he wouldn't let mom in. He wouldn't let my daughter in, because he was a mom that he didn't have before.
Yeah.
Where was his real mom,
Right.
And so things worked out, and he's the kind of kid now where he listens, and he's been able to help a lot of his friends.
Awesome.
Just by letting them talk,
Yes.
And then Benjamin making a suggestion here, or have you thought about this, and oh no, I haven't, and that's the case in a lot of people's lives. They haven't thought about it,
right?
Haven't put their mind to it.
Yes.
And just gone along,
right. And that's what we say. You have to be intentional about making change in your life.
Yes.
It doesn't just happen because you think about it. You got to take some steps, and even if they're just little steps, at least it's a step towards change in your life.
That's true. That's true, because I finally realized that I had to go into therapy. As a little girl, I was constantly bombed, during the Second World War.
Wow.
Always having to go down in the shelter, or in the shelter in the living room that was just like a king-size bed with a fixed steel top to it. And that was scary. Plus, when Dad was in the Navy and he wasn't always there, he was very seldom there. I didn't really know my father, and which was quite traumatic, really.
I bet.
And but you survive. You find a way to survive.
Yes.
No matter what, because it's simply a matter of I have to. Nobody's going to take care of me.
Right.
I have to take care of me. And that's what I learned, and it was a hard thing to learn. It really was.
Yes.
But I survived. I'm here. I've been
Here
here
you
a
are.
long, long time.
And you're living life good, too.
Yes. I don't
awesome.
intend to leave this earth anytime soon.
That's awesome. So
no,
good.
I certainly don't.
That's
I
great.
love life.
That's amazing.
And
That's awesome.
my daughter comes down a couple of times a week and spends the night. And then my son is going to start coming down also. So I'm thinking, wow. Because my daughter said, Mom, I'm retiring. She said, you can't stay here by yourself all week long. I am not going to let you do that. And so she was down for a couple of nights and 3 days this week. And I said, well, how's hubby feel about it? He said he doesn't mind. He gets up and he plays golf all day practically, starting at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
I said, well, I'm glad he does in this heat.
Oh, yeah.
Good
you bet.
heavens.
Oh, my gosh.
Talk about hot weather.
You bet. And high electric bills.
Oh. Well, I do have solar.
Oh, that's nice.
I do have solar.
Yeah.
Yeah. My kids said, Mom, you've got to do this.
Yeah.
You have to do this. So, but anyway, it was delightful talking to you, Tim.
Thank you. It was a pleasure being on with you.
Yeah, come again soon.
I would love that.
Oh, that's wonderful. Wonderful. Well, good luck in both of your endeavors, Guardians and Light of Hope.
Thank you so much for having me.
Fantastic.
Appreciate it.
They sound like fantastic organizations
They
and are doing a lot
Thank
for
you.
a lot of people. That's wonderful. And we'll see you again soon.
Okay. I hope so.
Terrific. Terrific. I'm Barbara Cochran on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS.
Healthcare can be difficult if you're underinsured or have Medi-Cal. Samuel Dixon Family Health Center can help. Services are available on a sliding fee schedule. The mission of the Samuel Dixon Family Health Center is to give the Santa Clarita Valley access to affordable, quality primary care. There are 3 locations to serve you: Canyon Country, Newhall, and Valverde. Go to sdfhc.org for more information and to find the location most convenient for you.
Do you suffer from peripheral neuropathy in your hands or feet? One drug after another, continuing numbness, tingling, burning pain, balance problems, decreased quality of life? Are you experimenting with drugs like Lyrica, Neurontin, gabapentin, Cymbalta with limited success and your doctor telling you just have to live with it? My name is Dr. Thomas Pilecki, DC, host of Get Better with Dr. Pilecki and founder of Neuropathy Dr. X. I'm here to tell you that there is now a non-invasive natural solution to your neuropathy right here in Santa Clarita. A solution that addresses the underlying causes, and we're proud to say that we have an 87 to 97% success rate with neuropathy sufferers in getting their lives back. I'd like to invite you to our next seminar, when we'll teach you how to reverse this deadly condition that affects over 50 million Americans today. To reserve your spot now, call 753-9340. This is a free seminar, but seating is limited, so call 753-9340 now.
Today for lunch, why not try The Sandwich Shop, located on Avenue Stamford, right off Rye Canyon. The Sandwich Shop offers dozens of hot or cold, affordable, premium deli sandwiches. Gourmet soups and salads are also available. Regulars indulge in the cheesy focaccia rolls, which is a customer favorite. Then top it off with owner Charlie Chung's chunky chocolate chip cookies. Breakfast and catering is also available. The Sandwich Shop, since 1983, located on Avenue Stanford, right off Rye Canyon. ValenciaSandwichShop.com to place your order.
It's time to experience a pain relief, wellness, and anti-aging treatment unlike any other. It's time to check out Mend Cryotherapy. Relieve chronic joint and muscle pain, diminish soreness and inflammation, alleviate stress-related symptoms, boost immune system performance, and improve sleep and recovery times. Mend Cryotherapy is open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Go to MEND, cryotherapy.com.
If you're in need of physical therapy, check out Focus Physical Therapy. Owner and therapist Adam Laraway has the latest in cutting-edge technology, introducing the Newbie, the ultimate in neuromuscular re-education. The Newbie can help you heal up to 70% faster and was FDA cleared in September 2017. The Newbie uses pulse direct current, which mimics the same neurological signals the brain uses and allows the therapist to identify those signals with 100% accuracy. Newbie can even help improve your sleep while tackling issues with neck, knee, and shoulder pain, sciatica, and arthritis. It can accelerate your fitness progress, which means better results in less sessions. Get stronger quicker. Why not use the same technology that the Dodgers and the LA Clippers use? Focus PT, located on Peachland off Lyons in Newhall. Call 255-4205. Go online at focusphysicaltherapyscv.com.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with an absent Dr. Jean Dorio on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS. And our guest now is Dr. No, you aren't there yet.
Not yet.
Kevin MacDonald, CEO of the Santa Cruz Valley Senior Center.
Hey, good to be with you, Barbara.
Yes, and you've got a paper full of things over there. You're busy again. Isn't that
Senior
wonderful?
Center is open and rolling again, yes.
Well, I would imagine, as I feel, is it's so good to get out and be with people and talk to someone other than yourself.
You're right, right. It's been a long time for some people.
Gosh, especially our seniors too, who quite a few of them have a hard time getting around even now.
They get a
Let
hard time
alone
getting
back
around.
then.
Many live alone, and many need the companionship.
Oh,
And you mentioned the camaraderie, and just it's the senior center is really a place people can just come together.
that's right.
Come together with no cost, with no agenda, with just let's share some time together during our day.
That's right.
and
you
make the
don't
best of it.
You don't necessarily have to go and talk to everybody.
No.
You know, you can sit in your chair and just say hi, and just watch people, and that's company.
It is. It really is.
It really is, and it makes a big difference in your life.
And it's so active right now. As you walk through the doors today, and on your left is the family lounge, as we call it, and it is bustling with people just getting the chairs. They're moving the couches.
Yeah,
and just,
I know.
Just talk
I've
to
been
each
in
other.
there.
Yeah, and it's full, and we have the TV in the background with it, but it's full of people chatting away. From 8:30 in the morning on, and that's an assembly in and of itself, and that's its own culture for that.
That's true, and it's people in there waiting for our friends to come in.
That's right. That's right.
And
They're
that's
waiting for
what
the
it's
friends to
all
come in,
about.
or for Dial-A-Ride to pick them up.
Yes,
It's also
yes,
a great haven for that. But then some people get a little misperception of the senior center. It is an active senior center. You wouldn't believe these classes going on during the day. They are moving and grooving in these classes, and it's tough to keep up. And they're coming out and they're sweating, and this is good air conditioning, and they're coming out of their classes sweating. So they do a lot of movement.
Practically every room along those hallways in the first floor and upstairs,
Yeah,
they're full of people doing something.
they are.
They
are. Let me give you an example of today. Today being Wednesday, right?
Yes.
So we had the fitness room open early this morning. So if you wanted to work out in our mini gym, people could do that in the morning. They had 8:30. We had 8:30. We had the Sit and Be Fit with Katie was going on, and Katie makes them roll, and she had some great music going because I was listening to it. There's an overflow room that is now full with the Sit and Be Fit with Katie. The library is open, and then we have chair Pilates with Jenny coming on at 10:45. After that, people go to lunch and they come back and they draw with Teresa. Teresa's just a fantastic artist. And there's all the talents, and she wants more room for me. She says, can you get me another room? Because it's expanding and people are coming in. She does a watercolor and other forms of art. And to see her talent, and she's just sharing this with the seniors that are coming in. Teresa's just fantastic. Then they have the card room that opens up, something called Roomy Cube, which I still don't understand. Maybe
Ruby Coo?
Roomy Cube.
Roomy Coo.
I'll find out what it's all about. Anyway, they're playing card games. Wii Bowling, the International Wii Bowling Club, there's actually one called that.
WI.
WII. It's a game, a console that you play, and
WII.
it's bowling right on your TV set. But we have a whole team, and they come with their shirts and everything else. It's an international organization.
Really?
So don't make fun of it quite yet.
Wow.
And I'll bring you back for that. The men's billiards is open this afternoon. And then every day we rock out with something. And this afternoon, Zumba Gold with Dion. So... And we could hear the music throughout the center when
I
Dion
bet.
starts playing the music. And her classes are being full. And there's an overflow for them. So it's just great to have people back. And then I just left the dining hall. They'll have about 150 people in the dining hall today having lunch together, served by our fantastic volunteer teams. I must have run into 15 volunteers today, helping out, getting lunch served, and just to see and they're all wearing purple today. Today's a purple day for whatever reason. But they're having a good time.
Darlene Lyons
Darlene
is
there quite a bit,
outside,
yep.
yes, giving home-delivered meals out.
And she's helping with the packaging and everything else. So
Yes.
we're very fortunate to have these volunteers that come in early every day
I
just
know.
to package about
and
1,400 meals.
Darlene loves it.
Yes, she is.
She loves it doing that. She really does. In fact, I think she got Bill involved in it too, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
So, no, great people from the community coming over to the Senior Center to
yes.
either enjoy the center or Some find more of a purpose in volunteering, and that's where we've really, we continue to expand with our volunteer front right now. So
That's
it's nice,
terrific.
nice to have
That's
so many people
terrific.
back.
And you have so many events going on every day, don't you?
Yeah, there's something going on. We have a great health and wellness lecture series. It happens at 1 o'clock on Wednesdays, so right after this show. Go over to the Senior Center, and there's a health and wellness lecture going on today. And it's every Wednesday, and it's live, and it's also Zoom, so you can always Zoom in if you can't get over to the center and see what they're talking about. And one of our nurses lines up a great selection of people to come in. They're going over skin cancer today is the topic, which we all need in our lives. So anyway, they'll be talking about that today, and they pick different topics of interest to seniors each and every week. So it's a great series
Wow.
to be involved with.
That's wonderful. It really is. Interesting. Now, how many events do men get involved with?
Quite
I think
a lot.
women are more social
Yes,
than
more
men
engaged.
are.
Absolutely.
And I'm wondering, do you have many men who come in?
They do. There's a lot of men that come in. They're looking for socialization as well as anybody else. One guy came in yesterday and he said, "Do you mind if I hang out until you close?" And he had a problem with his air conditioner in his house. I said, "You can stay as long as you want." But he was looking for companionship every day. And
Right.
we went back to our stories. And if you listen to some of the stories of the seniors, he went to a retreat center with my mother in New Jersey back in the 70s.
What?
So you never know the connections.
Wow, isn't that
Yes.
amazing?
And he's at a senior center in Santa Clarita with me, and he's telling me these stories about where he used to go to his retreat center, and they went to the same place.
Wow.
and
What
I-
a small world.
And I thought
you know.
I thought he was, in his 70s somewhere. He said, "Oh, by the way, I'm 95."
Oh, good for him.
So the era of judging about age is thrown out the door now because the 90 is the old 70s, and it's changing because you just see the energy of the folks that are there. It's just and for this one guy, the senior center provides them coolness, but companionship, somebody to have lunch with every day because we just gang up the tables and you're going to sit and have a good lunch with somebody.
Yes, with someone
And-
you've
and then
never
take
met
it-
before, and
right.
you've got a buddy.
And somebody people just like to hang out in the library or do puzzles, and that's what they
Wow.
come to do. And you can do some of those solo things too. So lots of opportunities, and we're encouraging people to come by because we're getting a lot of newcomers, people who never knew what the Market Street Senior Center was like, and they're coming out because they're hearing about us. And we're like, no, come on down, experience it for a day for your mother, your brother, your cousin that may need a senior center atmosphere, and we call it like a country club atmosphere. We don't
Oh,
really,
absolutely.
We don't really like to call it a senior center. It's more,
No,
more
it's
of a
more of a
country
country
clubbish.
club.
Yeah.
It really is
Right.
when you stop and think about it.
So
And are you still having lunches outside, or has it gotten too hot?
it's gotten too hot the last few weeks, but we
Yeah.
think next week, winter's coming next week is our joke. That
Well,
you know,
from what I'm hearing, this weekend is going to be substantially cooler.
Right. So the outdoor will be back open again for that, and so you can have lunch inside or outside. I met one lady today, first time she's been back in 2.5 years.
What?
And I met her outside, and I recognized her, and I said, "How you doing?" She says, "I came back for the first time, Kevin." And I said, "How was it?" She says, "I love the fact that in your classes you space people out a little bit so we're not all squished in together because I feel comfort with the post-COVID era because people just want to be a little more comfortable." And she was like, she gave all this gratitude, and I said, "You helped build this place. You were one of our people that helped build this place. So it's, congratulations to all, and including her for having the courage to come back her first day." So I don't know who encouraged her to do it, or maybe she was on her own, but she just smiled and said, "I'll be back."
That's
and
wonderful.
that
Isn't
makes-
that makes your day, doesn't it?
It does. It does. That's what it's all about.
That's right. It sure is. Oh, that is wonderful. That's such good news to hear. It really is. Wow. Well, people are loving life.
Mm-hmm. And they're getting back into it. And our
Yes.
goal is just provide them that quality. We brought in a new chef back in March, and Marco, we stole him out of UCLA. And he pairs up with Cindy Smith and our cooking team there. And the meals that they're producing, we put them up against any other place in the county that serves seniors about the quality of the meals that they're getting at the senior center. And they're just, and the plates are full. So the hint is if you go inside and have a lunch in the dining hall, it's a little bit more food. So they get these beautiful plates that are garnished, and
And you
it's-
can take them home, too.
well, we don't encourage that. We want you to eat all your food there, Barbara.
Yeah, but I've eaten there, and the food is the plates are
Well,
enormous.
and you know why, right? We've discussed this before. Why do we
Yes.
provide? Because we're not sure when their next meal will be.
That's right.
And our goal as a service to the community, as service to Senior Center, is make sure they get good quality food and enough of it. I don't want anyone ever coming back and saying, I didn't have enough food. No,
Well,
we're going to fill you up.
But do you allow them to take their remaining food home?
We let them sneak out once in a while, Barbara.
Well, okay. Well, that's good because sometimes
Yes.
they can't eat all
Right.
that food.
But we just want to be clear of what our purpose is in doing
Yeah.
that. And when you bring in professional chefs that are doing this, and their only goal in life is to make a high quality meal for our seniors of this community, and they're doing in Santa Clarita just 1,400 out of Santa Clarita alone every single day. And the drive-through is still busy because we didn't cancel the drive-through, so the drive-through continues, and there's 600 people getting a lunch in the drive-through today.
Jiminy Christmas.
So we're trying to keep up. We're
Well, it
just
sounds to me like you are keeping
Well,
up.
we just appreciate. I think more than anything else, it's the attitude and the gratitude of the people that we're serving. I mean, we're getting it back, and sometimes in life you can give, and you're not sure if you're getting anything back. But the gratitude is just amazing. The
Well,
people that
especially
walk up,
from that woman who came in.
yes,
I mean, that takes a lot of guts.
to come in on your own.
Yes, it really does. After how many years? I mean,
2.5 years. 2.5 years of being
That's-
home and a bit isolated,
yes.
and it's tough for us to put ourselves in her shoes.
Yeah,
but-
because you've not been there,
Right.
not in her shoes.
Right,
No.
right. And to have that courage. So I think we encourage everyone to talk to the people in your circles that are seniors, and what are you doing for a day? And it's not for everybody, but it is for a lot of people, especially when you have the classes, when you have the dial-a-ride comes in every day, so people are using dial-a-ride, and the drivers of dial-a-ride have just been, with the city, have just been fantastic and courteously, and making sure everyone gets off their bus and on their bus, and coming in and even looking for people. So we try to take care of them once they come in the building.
Yeah, there's a lot of positivity there, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. And they bring the positivity.
Yeah,
and,
that's
and
what
as
I'm
we
saying.
continue to grow, and we're like, what else can we do? So we still have our concerts every month. We're bringing the tribute band to the Eagles is this month, and that's sold out already. So we're gonna have 400 people in the courtyard outside at night listening to the Eagles songs, and they were back in the parking lot days when we used to do it in the parking lot. Now they're in the courtyard. It's a beautiful setting, as you know.
Oh, yes.
And we just throw this wonderful concert. And then in October, we're bringing a tribute band, a special tribute to Roy Orbison. So if you're a Roy Orbison fan, that's going to happen in October.
Whoa.
And that's going to be our first inside concert. We're going to bring that inside for the first time. So we're keep trying to be creative and trying to listen to our seniors and see what their needs are and what they want. So we're going to continue with the concert series and kind of go from there.
You're busy again. Isn't
Yes.
that wonderful?
Mhm.
You're busy again. There's not a minute to spare.
No.
And of course, you never sit down for a length of time.
No, they keep us running. They keep us running, so it's nice.
Well, it's nice to walk around and see the people who are there, what classes they're in, who they're sitting with, and you get to sit with them, or you get to go in and say hi.
Right. No, it's
Hi.
great. And we have, and the people supporting it, we have 140 volunteers that support all of our services. Every single month they're coming in. We have 105 staff that are trying to make it happen. So a tribute to these people. Some are listening back at the shop right now that just give and give and give. And that's what makes the world go around when they only have one single mission is provide a quality of life for our seniors in the Santa Clarita Valley. It's
And that's
special.
it. And that's what you do. You do supply that.
But
and
it's all those
nice
people.
that it's all open again.
Yes, it is.
Woohoo!
Yes, it is. So welcome back.
Oh, yes. That's incredible. Welcome back and stay back.
There you go. We intend to.
In fact, don't let anybody who attends there stay back.
Right.
Keep them entertained. Keep them involved.
Well, if you give them a quality
Because-
experience, they'll be back.
Oh,
as you know.
yes, absolutely. You took the words out of my mouth.
Right.
Because I was going to say everything there is a quality experience.
Yes.
Because all of your classes, you learn something every time you go there.
Mm-hmm.
If it isn't from the direct teacher, it's from somebody who is in there with you.
It's a great point. That's a great point. Yep.
Because they learn something new from each person who's there.
And each person we meet.
an experience of some kind, which enhances them, everybody there.
You get it. You get it. You're right.
Oh, absolutely. I've done so many things myself where it's, I've gone in with a gloomy look and somebody will say, "What's wrong?" "Oh, nothing." Something's wrong or something's not going right. And eventually I've opened up. And it's been the best thing I have ever done, no matter who it was with, But it literally saved my life on many occasions. I know when I lost Russ, that was the most horrible thing, that and losing my son. It's very hard to overcome things like that, especially a child, And I've met so many people who have gone through the same thing, and I know what they're going through.
Right. So you can be a resource to others.
Yes, that's right. And I have been able to. And others were a source for me when that happened to me. And it's just amazing how people can help each other. And that's the key.
And we need to give them the opportunity to do that.
That's right. And you can do that at the Senior Center. And we need to take a break. Can you stop a minute?
Yes.
Okay, I will too. I'm Barbara Cochran with my missing Dr. Jean Dorio on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS.
Hey, Ned, what are you doing with that calculator? The customer said they don't have the money for a new system right now, and their old AC system has had it. It's too bad we can't help them.
Yes, we can. Pacific Air now has special financing. 0 payments and 0 interest for a year. I mean, we'll help people stay cool in Simi Valley, Ojai, Fillmore, and all over Ventura County. Aren't you supposed to tell me to get in the truck?
Nope. Let's go tell the customer the good news.
Mark and Kaylee for Pacific Air.
Maybe Ned needs to switch to decaf.
But everyone at Pacific Air is excited about our new financing options.
If you're a homeowner that's a little strapped for cash, finding money to replace a broken HVAC system can be difficult.
Not anymore. Introducing Pac Air's new 0 payments and 0 interest for a year on any new HVAC system.
No surprises, just exceptional service. Because nobody cares like Pacific Air, we think you'll say,
"Wow!"
Call Pacific Air. Learn more about our new financing options today at pacair.com.
Healthcare can be difficult if you're underinsured or have Medi-Cal. Samuel Dixon Family Health Center can help. Services are available on a sliding fee schedule. The mission of the Samuel Dixon Family Health Center is to give the Santa Clarita Valley access to affordable, quality primary care. There are 3 locations to serve you: Canyon Country, Newhall, and Valverde. Go to sdfhc.org for more information and to find the location most convenient for you.
Multi-platinum Grammy Award-winning rock band Train's AM Gold Tour. Opening night Friday, September 23rd at the AV Fair and Alfalfa Festival, Palmdale Auto Mall Grandstand Arena.
She's back in the atmosphere.
It's Train. Opening for Train will be Thunderstorm Artis. Infield seating is limited. Get short tickets early. Tickets available at avfair.com. The 2022 AV Fair Concert Series is sponsored by the City of Lancaster and the City of Palmdale.
Your business sign is essential to getting customers to your location. Feathers can help you get your business noticed. Feathers, now in a new larger space with plenty of parking. They walk you through each phase of your project with special attention to detail and quality. Feathers will provide you a sign that you can be proud of. Your sign will draw customers in instead of having them drive by. Visit Feathers online at feathersigns.com or go to Feathers' brand new bigger location at 26017 Huntington Drive off Rye Canyon or call 298-9442.
It's time to experience a pain relief, wellness, and anti-aging treatment unlike any other. It's time to check out Mend Cryotherapy. Relieve chronic joint and muscle pain, diminish soreness and inflammation, alleviate stress-related symptoms, boost immune system performance, and improve sleep and recovery times. Mend Cryotherapy is open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Go to MEND, M-E-N-D, cryotherapy.com.
No words can describe the power of belonging to a group of close friends or being part of a family. Insight Treatment Center was founded more than 20 years ago to give teenagers a community of friends and family as they overcome issues like depression, anxiety, and trauma. The new Santa Clarita location is a COVID-secure environment where distance and good airflow are a priority. As a leader in providing intensive outpatient treatment to teenagers, Insight Treatment Center in Santa Clarita is here to help. Call 888-295-9995 or go online to insighttreatment.com.
It's like no other station I've ever listened to. It's great.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my absent Dr. Jean Dorio on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS. And we're speaking with Kevin MacDonald, CEO of the Santa Clarita Valley Senior Center. Yoo-hoo!
All right.
You're open. Yes.
We are open and going.
Open and busy.
Yes.
So what's on for the rest of the day or the rest of the week?
Well, I think one of the we have so many different offerings at the Senior Center that people are not aware of. And one of the biggest ones is we call it a support services department. Some people would call it your social work department. And we have a team. Suzanne Nelson's our leader. She's been our leader for over 32 years. You know her well.
Yes.
And she's been giving back to the community for all that time. And Suzanne has assembled a wonderful team of social workers underneath her, and we call them care managers. So it's a great title.
That's good.
A care manager is going to...
It's a lot nicer to stomach than a social worker.
That's right.
It really is.
So once you explain what a care manager is, if you came through the door and you had a need, our job is to, before you leave, is to help you solve your need, whatever it might be. If you need resources, we can line you up with different resources. If you need meals, if you need help with one thing or the other in your life, navigating the bureaucracy of the senior world, we're the place to come because everything we offer is for free. So that care manager will sit down with you and say, Barbara, what's going on in your life? How can we assist you and what do you need? And we want to offer that to every single person that cannot. Some people have resources, some people don't, but we can at least put them in the right direction and have someone to talk to. So it's counseling at the same time it is of giving you resources. Yes. So once you want someone to talk to, and the care managers are all ranges and have different specialties, but that's all they're there for. And we have them in Santa Clarita Valley, Antelope Valley, and just a great care management team. And they just want to give back. And these are the young and middle social workers of the world coming through. And they've lived life and they've seen really, really tough things. And we call them any senior with a crisis. We'll call them and say, can you help them out?
Now, if you had to go to a doctor's appointment, would they go with you or would they take you?
They don't have the resources to take you, but they would make sure you got there and they can do some follow-up with you.
Okay.
So they can arrange the transportation. We have the tap machines and the tap cards right in our building. We work well with the city for the offerings to get transportation around, so they can really help you navigate the transportation world. And they do that a lot. I just left and there was 10 people lined up in the social work reception area, just waiting for help in one way or the other. Some are brand new and they just want to get signed up for the meal program, because the meal program you have to be over 60. Some need something a little extra. Some need something done with their house. They may apply for the handy worker program, which is long waiting list for the handy worker program. We're so busy with our handy workers going out into the community. Some may need help with our Alzheimer's Day program, which that also has a waiting list already. But we're taking in people with mild forms of Alzheimer's who come in and they need a break for 4 hours a day. The caregiver does, and they can take advantage of our program there. So there's a lot of different offerings people are not aware of. That's why you need that care management team to say there's so many tricky things in life, and every situation is different. Every person is different. And their job is really to listen to you or anyone else that walks through that door and say, how can we help? And it's a nice resource because it's a non-threatening, it's a non-payment thing. There's no transaction we have going on here.
Right.
It's just as a private nonprofit organization, that's our goal and our mission is to provide that kind of support as well as the meals.
Right. And I'm fortunate because I have 2 kids who live in Palmdale, who they've been coming down on a regular basis because they said, my daughter retired. She said, Mom, I don't want you staying by yourself 7 days a week and 7 nights a week. It's not healthy. So I'm coming down here several nights a week you know. Lem doesn't mind. He's off golfing and doing his thing. So she just got through spending 2 nights with me.
Well, you have a wonderful family then.
Oh, yes, I really do. And my son is coming down tomorrow and Friday because I have critical doctor appointments. So, and anyway, if I don't stop yapping, I'm going to get cut off, aren't I? Thanks a million for coming.
Nice to be with you today.
Yes, and the phone number, 259-9444.
Thank you very much.
I've known that for years. I'm Barbara Cochran with my absent Dr. Jean Dorio on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS.
We salute our veterans who sacrifice for our freedom. Every week, we share an inspirational story of a local veteran on our Hometown Heroes page at Hometown Station.